guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this magnificent Monday after Christmas and the New Year and all this sort of stuff. It's back to it, baby. It's back to it. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Dowdeswell, Don't Look Up. Turned out to be a terrific movie, I thought, and he's on the soundtrack. So let me talk a little bit about what I think of him and his chops and all that sort of stuff, and we'll get to it. Let me honk, and we'll talk about Lewis. Hellacious double C's and some 3-octave G scales. A little redundant, but whatever. Anyway, Dowdeswell and the movie Don't Look Up. Okay? Now, first of all, I saw this movie this weekend on Netflix. And I'm going to recommend the movie. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. It is a political satire. And it is done quite well. But, yeah, it may not be everybody's cup of tea. But Dowdeswell has some features on the soundtrack. Okay? First of all, the movie, whether you want to spring for Netflix or whatever, has some heavy hitters in it, man. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, Meryl Streep. We can go on and on. I mean, right down the list. Who's the guy that plays? Doesn't matter. You'll see. It's just one after another. Ariana Grande does something in there. I mean, it's really well done. Jennifer Lawrence. We can go right down the list. But heavy hitters, and it is a political statement, there's no question. But the thing that's interesting, I have 2 younger brothers, and between the 3 of us, we are so skewed at the opposite ends of every spectrum you can possibly think of politically. And to discuss that, we didn't watch together, we watched separately, and we're texting and everything. And one brother says, well, I thought this represented, the president certainly represented this. I thought, really? I thought it was this. And when they said this, it represented, what was going on today in this case. And I said, really? I thought it. So, I think there's a little bit of something in there for everybody. But I think it is quite a poignant satire on what is going on today. Anyway, Dowdeswell. I've done at least 2 videos on him, and I would have done more if I knew more about him. But I'll tell you what, the first thing I heard about him, he was just, well, he's still not very old, but the stuff that I saw on the internet was very, very techno-programmed, reverb, cutting in, cutting out, this type of thing. Very, very technoed up. And I'm not, even though it was terrific stuff, I've always said many times, you can't really get a true sense of what sort of a player this is until you've heard him live. So I said, even though I love his YouTube channel, the only thing I have about his YouTube channel is he doesn't do it anymore. I mean, he's off to bigger and better things. He's a big star, and he certainly doesn't need, YouTube fame. But you might get one thing on there a year, a couple things a year. Needless to say, I prefer day after day after day, and that's not what it is. So that's the only drawback for me. But what he produces on his own on YouTube is above reproach. I mean, it's tremendous. Now, I do have several students slash friends that, he's from the UK, that live in the UK and have heard him live, okay? And he's a huge deal over there. Whenever there's a big name that needs a band to back up, he's on it. He's on it. And I've heard him live many times and say his chops are the goods. Okay? And I was willing to give him that, even by listening to his. The only thing about it is there's not a whole lot of tonguing on there that I can hear the pop. You know I got to hear the pop. And I don't hear a lot of pop with him. So I'm not saying he can't do it. That was my reservation. Since that time, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was, there's been a lot of things on him live, okay? And I agree. He's excellent. He's excellent. It seems like Wayne Bergeron has taken him under his wing, and he's done several things here in the U.S. I'm pretty sure, this was a U.S., I don't know. But Lewis Dowdeswell certainly is the goods. If you're at least a bit interested, check out his website, his YouTube channel. There's some really good stuff dating back years. That he does all the arrangements, he does all the technology and all this sort of stuff. Many of this stuff, guys, looks like it's done right in his apartment. Such is his talent with the technology and everything. And I'm taking for granted that is probably a talent that Wayne Bergeron does not have. Nothing against him. But we were talking about Perico being able to do many different things. And Dowdeswell has a glorious career ahead of him because even if there's not a trumpet solo involved, he can do the writing, he can do the sound score, he can do the arranging, he can sit back with the guy in the box and on the board and everything. He's got a lot of talent in that regard, on top of having terrific chops. So, so check out his YouTube channel for sure. And if you have Netflix and you have a couple hours, actually it's a little longer than a couple hours, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I didn't find it to be long at all. And also, there's sort of like different endings that you decide what happened. So you have to go right to the very end, past the credits. Okay? Don't stop right at the end of the movie. Look at the credits. Yeah. If you want to fast forward and get to, there's 2 alternate endings that you can sort of decide which one you want. But actually, it may not be alternate. They may just be coincide. Whatever. Jonah Hill is another one. Meryl Streep was the president, and Jonah Hill was her son, who was the chief of staff. I tell you, a lot of heavy hitters on that. Anyway, I think you might like it. There's enough there that even if you're, I don't think you, as I said, I don't think you'll get offended if you're on one side of the aisle or the other, because it can be interpreted in many ways. I think that's the beauty of it, that you can sit there and interpret it for what you want. But the whole point is, man, we're in some deep doo-doo here, and whatever. All right, so that's that. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.